Hey guys, welcome back. This video focuses on tips and tricks while using conditionals in JavaScript. Think of it like an extension to my previous video. If you haven't watched that, go and watch that. That's a prerequisite for this video. And without further ado, let's dive into the video. So till now we have seen triple equal to, that is strict equality operator. But now what happens if something is not equal to and we want to print something? That's where this strict non-equality operator comes, which is exclamation mark followed by two double equal to, and this is again operator. So if you are not aware what operator is, go and watch my previous tutorial. Link is at the top. So here is the strict inequality operator, which will always evaluate to true if two values are not equal. But there are other type of operators also, like double equal to, which are called loose equality, and exclamation mark and equal to, which is called loose inequality operator. So these are basic to the programming. Now let's look at what our goal is. Our goal is to complete the not equal to function where a is not equal to b. If that happens, we have to return true. So since this is already a function that is already defined for us, we will only need to write our code. If a not equal to b, we need to return. Once that's done, we will run our test. Says passed. Now you might be wondering how I am doing this. So you can go to this test.js file and only copy this code. I will say console.log, pass this function as an input to this, and once I will run it in the VS Code, then it will print true or false. To make sure that you are passing it, you can go to this and check if it is true or false. So you can do it. Another thing is, if you say const a is equal to, that is creating a constant value true, and a is equal to true, then true will always equal to true. That's why it will print high. But you can also use a, because it is already assigned a value of true. So instead of using the value true, you can use the variable name instead. So this setup is called the case where Boolean itself is the condition upon which we are branching. But something. Till now we have returned some value using the if-else logic. But what if we are not able to return some value? And that may lead to some error in the if-else loop. So for that, we need to tackle it using the value undefined. So undefined is a reserved data type. That means nothing is returned. And if you look at the test.js, you can see that it will say undefined. So now let's look at what's the problem that we need to solve this. We have to check for which is greater. We have two arguments, first and last, and we have to determine which one is greater. If the first one is greater than last, return the first. And if last is greater than first, return the last. If they are equal, do not return anything. So that means here we will need to pass the undefined value. So now let's start writing our code logic. Here if I say if first greater than last, we will return first. Notice we are not returning true or false here, okay? Else if last is greater than first, return last. And finally, if nothing happens, then we will execute our else block. And for that we will say return undefined. As soon as I write undefined, you can see it changes to color blue. That means it's already reserved here, okay? But we can be clever here and we can omit this entire section by just writing this code, okay? So we are done with this code and let's now run it. It says return expected undefined error.
A few moments later.
Okay, so error was this, that we have defined last is greater than first, but that will not be equal to first less than last. So I have changed this small little code here, and then I am changing this first to triple code, that is strict equality to last, and then we are returning undefined. Now if I run the test case, you will see that all tests have been passed. Now there is small thing that you need to know in order to write good code. That is, look at this. Here it says const A is equal to true, const B is equal to true. If A, this will run. So if A is true, it will run. If let's say A is false, then else if B is true, this will not run. Why this will not run? Because if you expand this else if, what is happening here is you are writing else and then inside that if statement and B. So if this condition is holding false, then only this else block will be executed. But since here this condition is getting true, that's why we will not check for the else part. Yes, if it was B, then we are definitely going to check it. But since it is else and then if, that's why we will not check it. So handle the else if construct very carefully. This is a side effect that you can expect from the else if. So I hope that you found this video very interesting and helpful. If you apply these things, you will get rid of the errors that are caused frequently in JavaScript. And don't take my words, you can try it yourself. So go dive into some editor and type all these commands and codes and see for yourself. Till then, bye bye. I will see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to tag me on socials, here are my social links.